Understanding marginalization is our new topic that we are going to cover. So we will go through the chapter and try to understand what is the meaning of marginalization. Okay, try to understand the meaning of the marginalization and who are called the marginalized groups. So the chapter is interesting also. Let us go through it. In a very simple way, we will try to understand the chapter. So as a chapter introduction, so the chapter help us to understand what marginalization means. So the meaning is there. So the meaning is when certain groups of people are pushed to the edge of society and are not given equal opportunities or respect, then that group of people are called marginalized community, or the people are marginalized, right? So it is a group of people, they are pushed to the edge of the society. It means they are not given equal opportunity, respect, jobs, in education. So that group of people are known as marginalized a group of people. These people may face discrimination, lack of resources, and limited access to education, jobs, and healthcare. And due to this, what happened? These people may face discrimination. Okay, they may also not get proper resources, and they were just have a limited access to education, jobs, and healthcare. So certain groups are there in India also. They come under the group of marginalized communities. So among them, Adivasis are there. So let us see who are Adivasis. Adivasis means original inhabitant. They are tribal communities who have lived in forest and hilly region for thousands of years. It means these peoples are living in forest and hilly region for thousands and thousands of years, and they are known as Adivasis. They have unique culture since they are not living in the plain area or in the town area. They are living in the forest and hilly region. So they have a unique cultures. Their languages are also different. Language, music, and tradition, all these are unique. They were once the main resident of India's forest, but over the time they were pushed out due to development, mining, and deforestation. So earlier these Adivasis were the main resident of the Indian forest, but over the time as the development was there, what happened? Mining was there, deforestation was there, now the forests are not there, so these people have been just pushed out from there, or they have been just shifted from here. Okay, they come to the plain areas and reside among the common people. Adivasis were the different from the Jati Varna system. So they don't have any Jati system in Adivasis, like I am this caste, I am that caste, upper caste, lower caste, nothing is there. They lived in egalitarian communities where everyone is mostly treated equally, unlike the caste system that divided people into high and low group. It means in Adivasis, no caste system is there. Caste system divide the people in high and low group, isn't it? But here, Adivasis, they live in an egalitarian community. It means they all of them are treated mostly equally, right? Now, Adivasis practice a range of tribal religion because they have deep connection with nature. So, since these people are a little bit different, so they practice a range of tribal religion. They are just connected with the nature. Their beliefs are based on worship of natural elements like trees, animals, rivers, and ancestors. Okay, so these are their belief. They used to worship the natural elements. Different Adivasis groups have their own customs, god, and rituals, which is why their religion practices are diverse and not part of any one organized religion like Hinduism or Islam. So different Adivasis groups are there and they have their own custom, god, and ritual. That's why their religious practice are diverse and not a part of any one organized religion like the Hinduism. It means Hindu have a certain rules and regulation of the festivals or customs or gods, and Islam also. So they used to follow that pattern. But in Adivasis, they have their different custom and rituals, which is why their religion practice are diverse. Adivasis are particularly numerous in states like Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, and in northeastern states of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Tripura. So here we will find Adivasis. Okay, a state like Odisha is home to more than 60 different tribal groups. So you can imagine how different types of different groups of Adivasis are there in this all these states, because in Odisha only we will find 60 different tribal groups. Okay, Adivasis are also called, the tribals are also called the Adivasis. Adivasi have always been influenced by different surrounding religions like Sakta, Buddhist, Vaishnava, Bhakti and Christianity. However, they have been influenced by these different religions. During the 19th century, substantial number of Adivasis converted to Christianity, which has emerged as a very important religion in modern Adivasi history. So in the 19th century, we have seen also certain number of people have been converted to Christianity, and it was an important religion in modern Adivasi history since people are converting to Christianity. Now, Adivasis and stereotyping. Now, stereotyping means forming a fixed image or idea about a group of people. So, what is the fixed image of or idea about Adivasis? Let us see. Adivasis are often wrongly shown as primitive, backward, exotic dancers, people who live only in jungle. So, this is the image of Adivasis that has been framed by the society. These stereotypes appear in TV, movies, textbook and can lead to discrimination. And these stereotypes have been appear in the TVs also, in the movies, in the textbook also they have been presented like this. And due to this what happened? Discrimination they have to face. It is harmful as it ignored their rich culture, language and knowledge system. However, this is harmful also because they have a very rich culture, different tradition, different language and knowledge system also there. So due to this what happened? They have been ignored. It makes people think Adivasi cannot be a part of modern society or development. So due to their distinct or unique part, traditions, cultures and religion, people have a stereotype. It means they have a form a fixed image or idea that they cannot be a part of modern society or development. Adivasis and development, traditional life. So however, there are development also there in traditional life. Let us see. Adivasi had a deep knowledge of forest, medicinal herbs, timber, animal products, and access to as well as control over most of the vast tract at least till the middle of the 19th century. So they were well aware about the forest. Often empires heavily dependent on Adivasis for the crucial access to forest resources. They were not just resources to them but a part of their identity, religion and livelihood. In the pre-colonial world, they were traditionally range hunter-gatherers and nomads and lived by shifting agriculture and also cultivating at one place. So this is the traditional life of Adivasis. Since they have a deep knowledge of forest and they used to live there, they have a good knowledge of medicinal herbs, timber, animal products, and often empires have been dependent on Adivasi for the access to forest resources. Later on in the pre-colonial world, what did they do? Their traditional range have been shifting and they were called as hunter, gatherers and nomads also. They used to do shifting agriculture and cultivate at one place also. Now, few changes are there in the Adivasis. What is this? When the British came, forests were taken over for timber, for ship and railways. Okay, now the forests have been captured by the Britishers. For plantation farming, tea, coffee, Adivasis were forced out of their land. So now Adivasis have been forced out of their land, their forests have been captured by the British. Moreover, development projects were also there. Even after independence, Adivasis have been increasingly forced through economic changes, forest policies, and political force applied by the state and private industry to migrate to live as worker in plantation, at construction site, in industry, and as a domestic worker. So due to development project also after independence, what happened? Now the forest have been, now these Adivasis have been just go away from the forest due to new economic changes are there, development project has been started, forest policies are there. Now they were forced to migrate from forest to private this plain areas, and they migrate from one area for plantation and they were seen at construction site also, in industry working as a labor or sometime as a domestic worker also, since now they are not a part of the forest. Now what are the effects? Due to this, what are the effects? So displacement was there. Adivasis lose their homes and land. Okay, so their home, they have lost all these things, their home, their land, that is forest is their home, isn't it? The loss of livelihood also. No access to forest means no means of survival, no benefit from development. Often they don't get proper compensation or jobs, poverty and migration, and many end up working as laborer in cities. So due to this what happened? Displacement, loss of livelihood, no benefit from development, poverty and migration. Now these Adivasis have just working as a laborer in cities. So this is about the Adivasis. Now, minority and marginalization. So a minority is a group that is numerically smaller or less powerful than the majority. Then that group of people is known as minorities. However, the Indian Constitution protects minority by guaranteeing fundamental rights to all citizens. Article 29 and 30 give minorities the right to preserve their culture, language and script. Okay. The Constitution provides this safeguard because it is committed to protecting India's cultural diversity and promoting equality as well as justice. Now, even though these minorities are known just came under the marginalized group, but Indian Constitution protect these minorities and guarantee their fundamental rights to all citizens. Now we will see Muslims and marginalizations. Okay. So Muslims make up 14.2% of India's population as per 2011 census. However, educational backwardness is seen in Muslims. 25% of the Muslim children in the age of 6 to 14 years age group have either never been enrolled in school or have dropped out. This percentage is much higher than that of any other social religious community according to Sachar Committee report, that is 2006, I guess, according to the Sachar Committee report of 2005 or 6. This percentage is much higher than that of any other socio-religious community. It means their educational, this was backwardness, they were very much backward in terms of education. Their children age group of 6 to 14s are either they have never gone to school, or even though they are going to school, they have been dropped out. They just left the school, they didn't complete their schooling. They also face economic challenges. Many Muslims work in low-paying informal jobs like street vending, tailoring, etc. Social challenges also they face. Muslim custom and practices are sometimes quite distinct. Because of this, they tend to be identified differently. Since their custom and practice are different, so sometimes they just identify as different. Often this become an excuse to treat them unfairly and discriminate against them. Then one term is there in the book, that is ghettoization. So ghettoization refers to the process where Muslims live in separate, often crowded areas because of discrimination, fear or social pressure. These areas are called ghettos and it leads to social and economic isolation of the community. Okay, so this is ghettoization. Muslim in India, despite being a significant part of the population, face marginalization in education, jobs, etc. The government and society is working together to ensure inclusion and equal rights for all. Okay. So we have seen this one in the Adivasis also and in the minorities, and the minorities are the Muslim here. Okay. They are also facing the marginalization. It means they are also not getting the proper facilities in education, jobs. However, the government and society is working together to ensure inclusion and equal rights for them. So different communities are marginalized because of social discrimination, economic inequality, cultural differences, and lack of access to education, jobs, and resources. They may also face prejudice due to their religion, caste, language, or lifestyle. Yet, the lives of marginalized people can do change. Thus, no one is marginalized all the time in exactly the same way. However, marginalized communities want to maintain their cultural distinctness while having access to right, development and other opportunity. So basically this is about the topic understanding the marginalization, and Adivasis and Muslim has been given as the example. I hope marginalization topic, that is when a certain group of people are pushed to the edge of society and are not given equal opportunities or respect, is clear to you. So this is about the whole chapter. And explanation has been done. So if you reach until the last, then thank you so much for watching the video.